Good evening and welcome to Sunset News this Sunday evening. As always, we bring you news, community stories, economics, weather, and sports. I am Glenn Rashipura. In the news tonight, 16 family members from Kayova village in the Kavango East region who died of suspected food poisoning after consuming mahangu previously used for a traditional brew were buried yesterday afternoon. Thousands were in attendance. Defense Minister Franz Kapofi and Popular Democratic Movement leader Mekhendri Benani were amongst the dignitaries. Watch scenes from the Kayova village mass funeral in the Kavango East region. This video is by Kenya Kambowe. Our condolences goes out to the family. In our next story, SWAPO is not corrupt. SWAPO Party Vice President Netuwa Nandine Ndaitwah said that the party is not corrupt and it is a caring party. She further called on party members to work hard and focus on uniting members for one common goal. Nandine Ndaitwah made these comments yesterday at a SWAPO party rally at Anana in Ohangwena region. Let's take a look.
Integrity. We are a party that cares for our people, and we must continue to show this with our own action in any responsibility that we are given as party members. There are those who think that we do not care. However, our party is a caring party. SWAPO shall continue to develop relevant policies towards the emancipation and empowerment of all Namibians across all the 14 regions of our country.
Still on the same story, SWAPO Party Secretary General Sophia Shaningwa has urged SWAPO supporters who lost their voters' cards to renew them so that they are able to vote during the 2024 presidential elections. This video is by Enzo Amwele.
As of now, those of you whose cards, the voting cards are lost, you better go because you have already your voters' cards. You can go and renew your card so that at least you don't wait for long queues.
The commercial business manager of F&B Namibia in Ondangwa, Alain Matengo, says the recent consultation sessions which took place in the 3 northern towns were aimed at engaging business clients and individuals on the bank's new and improved SME value propositions. This video is by Enzo Amwele.
My name is Alain Matengo. I'm the business commercial manager for Ondangwa F&B. Okay, I'm very much excited with today's session because the attendance was quite good. It's more than our expectations. Over 45 business clients actually attended the session. And then the purpose of the session was actually to engage and then to share our SME value proposition from F&B. That entails more of including the new SME economic loan recovery schemes that was recently introduced, just to actually sensitize and emphasize the importance of that in terms of economic upliftment with our business clients. And then of course also just to actually reach out to our non-F&B clients as well that were also in attendance, just to ensure that they also understand our particular products and how our product works. Of course, the engagement was quite satisfactory. There's lots of questions that came through from the business clients, and I'm quite happy. And then we look forward to having similar engagements in the future, because I believe it's beneficial, because many a times we are so busy in the bank that we do not have much time to actually engage or explain certain products or services that we offer at the bank. So these platforms of this nature is quite of utmost importance for us to actually engage and carry on with them.
The Speaker of the National Assembly, Peter Kashavivi, has clarified the confusion around the motion of SWAPO veteran Jerry Akanjo, who has claimed his motion that opposes the Supreme Court ruling on same-sex marriages was removed from the Parliament notice. In Parliament on last week, Akanjo accused the office of the Speaker of mouse and cat play, saying he had to fight until the evening to find out why his motion was removed from the order paper of Parliament. I had to fight for it to be put on the order paper. I never moved the withdrawal. I phoned the Secretariat and they said it was on the order of the Speaker. I am reliably informed that some members of Parliament, including deputy ministers, went to the Speaker to ask that it should be withdrawn because it was unconstitutional. How is it unconstitutional when I have not even expressed myself? I just put a motion. I disagree and doubt the sincerity of the Speaker. I am angry, said Akanjo. Akanjo, who was also a member of the Constituent Assembly, said he, Kashavivi, should have had a conversation with him. It wasn't me. Meanwhile, Kashavivi, in a statement issued on Thursday, stressed that there was never an instruction from himself or his office not to place Akanjo's motion on the order paper, adding that the motion was formally moved by Akanjo and as a normal convention and should have been on the order paper, and there is a reason why it should not be placed on the order paper. At the onset, let me make it clear that there was never an instruction from myself or my office not to place his motion on the order paper. Moving on, the Capricorn Foundation announced the 5 finalists of social entrepreneurs for its Capricorn Foundation Food Waste Challenge. The 5 selected finalists are set to compete for the cash prize of $100,000 Namian and a brand package valued at $50,000 Namian from Synergy. The finalists are Impact Tank Analysis Foundation, Superfly Bioconverters, Dinandali Farm Novel Research Consultancy, and Eagle Food Hub app. The challenge called on the public to enter their solutions that can create self-sufficient social enterprises to address the issue of food in Namibia and create employment. The final proposals proved to be innovative, focusing on the sustainability of food resources, longer shelf life, preservation of nutritional value, and additional protein sources. The final round will take place as a live event called the Eagle's Den on Thursday, 22nd of June 2023, where the top 5 participants will present their business ideas to the judges. In our story of the day after the break, we take a look at the Suicide Prevention Task Force that was at the Break Free Game Changers event yesterday. Stay tuned for this story on the other side of the break.
Hello and welcome to today's Sports Rep Show.
I am your host, Jesse Jackson Kauraika. In replay, Namibia, who had won the toss for the first time on this tour.
Good day everyone, time for international sports news, starting off with tennis news, both on the WTA for women's and
Getting into our story of the day, spreading the mental health message, the Commerce Suicide Prevention Task Force was at the Break Free Game Changers event that took place at Independence Stadium yesterday, promoting awareness about mental health and suicide prevention. Toafeni Talia from the Ministry of Health and Social Services, as well as Lieutenant Colonel Josephina Ngishongele from the Ministry of Defense and Veterans Affairs, provided details on the task force. Let's take a look.
Okay, my name is Toafeni Talia, the social worker from Ministry of Health and Social Services, and I'm serving as a chairperson of Commerce Suicide Prevention Task Force. We are actually here just to promote what we are doing, the service that we are providing to the nation. So we are providing psychosocial support. We go in the community, we mobilize the community to be aware of the suicide and suicidal behavior prevention. And yeah, that's why we are here. And we have pamphlets here to give away to the people. It has all the information, on the basic information of what to do when you come across somebody who is suicidal, and also where to get help. Our contact details are here. Yeah. Okay, my colleague.
I'm Lieutenant Colonel Josephine Ngishongele from the Ministry of Defense and Veteran Affairs. I'm a social worker and I'm served as a base KSPT chairperson. I just want to tell people where can a person get help. Emergency local police station, emergency number 112, and the social worker for adults, Ministry of Health and Social Services. They are located at the Red Cross, and you can also reach them on 081 1695683. You don't need to make an appointment. The office is is open from 8 to 5 on weekdays, Monday to Friday. And we have also social worker for children under 18. You can locate them at Ministry of Gender, Equality, Poverty, Education, and Social Welfare. Their phone number is 061 2833 111. See a doctor or health professional at any local clinic, and we have also Lifeline Child Line, and their office is also open from 8 to 8 p.m. daily, including public holiday.
Okay, and we are happy to be here. It is a quite good event because it is promoting mental health of the men. And you know, when it comes to the suicide statistic in our country, men are more affected than anybody else because there is a high rate of suicide cases in Namibia. So we need more of this, and you know, the mental health is not really spoken in our country, so we need to promote it, not only for men but for everybody. So, and yeah, we are happy to be here today.
In our economic news, the Kavango West poverty level stands at 80%. We expand on this story after the break.
We are so excited to be kickstarting your morning with the entertainment.
Everything was happening during this past weekend.
Yes.
Exciting news.
Wow, no, she was killing it already.
In my opinion, I don't see anything wrong with him serving the full term.
As well as keeping you informed on the issues that you need to know happening in and around our country.
Getting into the economic news, during her State of the Region address on Friday, Kavango West Governor Sirka Ausiku revealed that the poverty level in her region stands at close to 80%. With Kavango West region being highly rural, Ausiku said that national indicators shows that the region is the most poverty-stricken region in Namibia, which stands at 79.6%. The region is guided by the available statistics from the Namibia Statistics Agency to describe and define its developmental state, Ausiku said. The Namibia Multidimensional Poverty Index MPI report, launched in 2021 by the National Planning Commission examined poverty incidences in 14 regions and found that multidimensional poverty in the Kavango West region is the highest nationwide at 79.6%. The region is highly rural, with only Nkerenkuru town being the capital and economic center alongside Katwitwe settlement. The development of the region, as highlighted in this report, is still hampered by challenges such as poor road infrastructure networks like feeder roads, especially in the inland, inadequate water infrastructures, inadequate rural electrification infrastructures, poor mobile communication networks in most parts of the region, inadequate educational and health facilities. During her address, Ausiku continued to remind government agencies that do not have offices in the region to establish their offices in order to take services closer to the people. The Ministry of Industrialization and Trade, GIPF, and NORAD are the latest to open their offices in the region. In the same vein, I am reminding the Ministry of Justice and other government agencies like Social Security Commission to follow suit, as they are denying our community the respective services, Ausiku said. Let's take a look at our economic indicators. The Namibian dollar trades against the British pound at 23.53, against the euro at 20.13, against the US dollar at 18.72, and $2 Namibian dollars and 63 cents gets you 1 Chinese yuan. Platinum went down 0.26%, while Brent crude oil went down as well at 0.76%, trading at $75.07 per barrel. After the break, we get into your international news.
Welcome to My.NA Cars, your ultimate destination for everything automotive.
I am your host, Diana Master.
Teamwork makes the dream work, right?
Discover the latest models, innovative technologies, and expert insights from our passionate hosts. Learn essential maintenance tips and get exclusive behind-the-scenes access to the automotive industry. Don't miss My.NA Cars on NTV every Thursday at 2100 hours. Tune in and ignite your passion for automobiles.
Getting into our international news, a U.S. citizen has been detained in Russia, according to a telegram statement from Moscow's Courts of General Jurisdiction. The man was detained on Saturday, where the Komvuniki District Court of Moscow took a preventive measure against an American citizen, it said. A court statement identified the man as Travis Michael Leake, a spelling of his name that has since been disputed. The former paratrooper and musician is accused of engaging in the narcotics business through attracting young people, the statement said. It added that he had appeared at the Komvuniki District Court of Moscow on June 10th and will remain in custody until August 6, 2023. CNN reached out to the man's family in the United States and was told by his mother that she was aware of the reports of her son's detention. She said his name was Michael Travis Leake, spelled differently from the Russian court statement, and he went by the name of Travis. The U.S. State Department on Saturday said it was aware of reports of the detention of a U.S. citizen, but declined to comment further, citing privacy considerations. We are aware of reports of the recent arrest of a U.S. citizen in Moscow, a State Department spokesperson said. When a U.S. citizen is detained overseas, the department pursues consular access as soon as possible and works to provide all appropriate consular assistance. The weather follows shortly.
To another exciting episode of Oneuptwo. We bring jou lees die weer en vertel ook vir julle waar die vis julle moontlik kan byt.
Let's take a look at the weather predictions for Monday. Katimamlo can expect a minimum of 13 degrees with a maximum of 32 degrees, while Oshakati can also expect a minimum of 13 degrees with a maximum of 26 degrees. Sunny weather is expected in Henties Bay with a minimum of 11 degrees and a maximum of 18 degrees, while West Bay can expect a minimum of 12 degrees with a maximum of 21 degrees. After the break, we get into your sports news. Do stay with us.
Hello and welcome to today's Sports Rep Show.
I am your host, Jesse Jackson Kauraika. In replay, Namibia, who had won the toss for the first time on this tour.
Good day everyone, time for international sports news, starting off with tennis news, both on the WTA for women's and
Let's take a look at the sports news. The MTC Namibian Netball Premier League continues to excite, with Afrocat Lions beating Namibian Navy 45-43 at a match played at the Patrick Iyambo College courts. In another matches, Oshadonjiba Nampol beat Namibia Correctional Services 39-34, whereas Mighty Gunners beat Tigers 54-51. Manchester City wins Champions League for the first time, beating Inter Milan 1-0 in tense Istanbul final. For sporting greatness to be achieved, there needs to be a defining moment. The Ataturk Olympic Stadium in Istanbul on Saturday was Manchester City's, the scene where an obsession finally became reality and history was made. Hundreds of millions of dollars have been spent in the last 15 years, and controversy has surrounded the club. But now the Champions League is finally theirs after a 1-0 win over Inter Milan, which will live long in the memory for the significance of the result rather than the match itself. This was not only a night when City won its first Champions League. In beating three-time champion Inter, Pep Guardiola's side became only the second English team to achieve the triple, winning the Premier League, FA Cup and Champions League in the same season. After the break, we get into the highlights from today's broadcast.
To another exciting episode of Oneuptwo. We bring jou lees die weer en vertel ook vir julle waar die vis heel moontlik kan byt.
Let's take a look at the highlights from today's broadcast. Ekanjo's anti-gay motion to be discussed this week. The Speaker of the National Assembly, Peter Kashavivi, has clarified the confusion around the motion of SWAPO veteran Jerry Ekanjo, who has claimed his motion that opposes the Supreme Court ruling on same-sex marriages was removed from the Parliament notice. In Parliament on last week, Ekanjo accused the office of the Speaker of mouse and cat, saying he had to fight until the evening to find out why his motion was removed from the order paper of Parliament. SWAPO is not corrupt. SWAPO Party Vice President Netumbo Nandi Ndaitwah said that the party is not corrupt and it is a caring party. She further called on party members to work hard and focus on uniting members for one common goal. Manchester City wins Champions League for the first time, beating Inter Milan 1-0 in tense Istanbul final. And with that, we've come to the end of the broadcast. Make sure you join Sunset News on Facebook, on all the NMH platforms on weekdays, as well as on our website, oneuptwo.com. Sunset News screens on DSTV channel 285 and GoTV channel 25 every weekday and on Sundays from 7:30 p.m. to 8 p.m. This has been Sunset News. Don't end your day without us.